let's not sugarcoat things. We all already know, and we've been seeing what's been going on in the news, right? Exactly. If you are a single mom and you're being affected by everything that's happened, politics and things like that, you need this video. If you need to make some extra cash, here are 5 side hustles that you can do as a single mom. Hey, I know you all have been watching what's going on in the news, and if you clicked on this video, then you are rightfully concerned. I know I was. This video is for all of my single mamas who are looking to make extra income without missing out time with their kids, or if you don't have an extra sitter, so on and so forth. If you fall into that category, this video is for you. Make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end. As you all may know from my video from last year that has pretty much gone viral on my channel, it's probably one of my best performing videos. I am the side hustle mama, okay? I have tried a lot of side hustles as a single mom, and these ones actually work. I've done these myself, so you already know I'm not gonna steer you wrong, okay? All right, so let's get into side hustle number 1. Side hustle number 1, I've actually kind of made now my full-time job. If you don't know, I actually quit my previous job as an office manager. I have not announced that officially yet, but here you are. I've officially quit my job as a office manager, and I am now a dental virtual assistant. Now, I am recommending virtual assisting as my side hustle number 1. And if you're like me, you can turn that side hustle into your full-time job if you want to. Now, how do you get started with becoming a virtual assistant? So if you have any skills that could possibly pay off that you already know how to do, perhaps you're an executive assistant or administrative assistant already at your current place of employment, you can become a virtual assistant using those same exact tasks as you would as an administrative assistant. You can send emails or check emails for clients or your customers. You can always handle their scheduling, booking flights, and so on and so forth, scheduling meetings. These are all skills that can be used as a virtual assistant. If you have experience with Google Workspace or maybe Microsoft Office or Microsoft Teams, you can accomplish a lot of things by writing up emails, getting documents, creating documents, especially if you know how to use Adobe PDF. That's fantastic. You can do almost any of your skills that you do at your 9-to-5 job. You can convert that into some type of virtual assistant program. People need help with scheduling. People need help with managing their emails, their incoming emails, whether you're sending emails out. And you can do this for many different genres. I can technically put myself into like a dental virtual assistant, even though it's really not necessarily virtual assistant. However, I do help other offices with their back end office work. So basically, whether it's verifying insurances, handling their billing, sending patients bills, managing the insurance aging reports. I had so many different skills from becoming or being the office manager that I was able to translate and be able to help not just one office but multiple offices and create a decent income, so that way I can sustain myself here but also able to manage that time, work when I want to, so that I can continue to create on my YouTube channel. Now, don't you worry if you feel like I don't have the skills because you were once an office manager. Just because I was an office manager doesn't mean that you don't possess those skills already. Maybe you're not a manager of some sorts. However, you'd be surprised of how many skills we already use every single day that translate perfectly into becoming a virtual assistant. Moms, we're natural organizers. We manage schedules, we manage appointments, we manage school events, grocery lists, grocery shopping. We do it all at once. We as moms are natural multitaskers and communicators, so that's a skill that most business owners are looking for and they need help with. Now, you don't have to be an expert in technology. Just make sure you're reliable, detail-oriented, and willing to learn. Trust me, if you can handle the household, then you can definitely handle like a client. And maybe start with one client. Don't try to get a bunch at one time. Start with one and see where that goes. There's a lot of programs, I think, out there for some people to become virtual assistants that kind of teach you. Go on YouTube, they'll teach you all the things that they've done to become a virtual assistant. But I'm telling you, it's so easy. You can go on sites and market yourself, like on Fiverr or Upwork. You can even market yourself on Facebook Marketplace. If you know a business owner, let them know. Say, hey, I'm starting this virtual assistant business and I would love to work with you. Maybe give them some sort of discounted rate just to get your feet wet to see how well you do in the beginning. And or you can go directly to offices. I would say in my case, I could go directly to dental offices and offer my services directly to them. With this day and age, with people needing jobs here and there and everything going to AI, so on and so forth, this job is definitely going to be hot on the market. So if you want to do it, I want it as soon as possible. Now, I totally get if you feel intimidated, right? I used to think working online meant you had to know coding or some complicated programs, but to be honest, virtual assistant jobs use tools that are super user and beginner friendly most of the time. And the best thing is, a lot of times you can find tutorials on how to use something online. For example, a lot of the dental tools or dental software tools that I use on a day-to-day basis, I can find them on YouTube and I can look to see how to use them. I do have a community of people that may know how to use that program already, and I might just ask some questions. I've joined dental office manager or dental Facebook groups, so if I have a question, I always have that resource to go back to, so that way my question gets answered. So I'm not really too worried about knowing every single thing, but I do know some of the basics. Now, some tools that are user or beginner friendly will be Canva, Google Calendar, your basic email platforms like Outlook, Gmail, Yahoo. Most businesses are probably using Outlook, so if you can get familiarized with that, then that's perfect. And I know that all of those videos are going to be on YouTube on how to use it. Outlook, and even Outlook and things like that, they have their own tutorials. You just have to go to the help button, click on the help button within the software. Again, just to reiterate, you want to start small, offer to local businesses, and then offer to manage like their messaging or schedule or social media posts. Once you realize how capable you are, then the fear will start to fade away and you'll get more confident with offering more or additional services. This brings me to the next side hustle that I have most recently gotten into, and I must say I have been loving it, and that is becoming a UGC creator. You may not know what that is, but that is a user generated content creator. That's what the UGC stands for. Now, how did I first hear about it? Honestly, I went on YouTube and I said, how can I start getting paid from my content before I have followers? Because I really wanted to do this full time. I wanted to get rid of or stop doing this as a part-time side gig and make content creation my full-time side hustle. But I'm like, how can I do this? And I ran across becoming a UGC creator, and I just did more research, and I found out that, hey, you don't have to have a large following to become a UGC creator. A lot of times you can become a UGC creator with no following. Some of these brands are looking for authentic user generated content to post on their own social media pages. You don't even have to post on your page, which is the best thing of them all. And I have been doing this now for about I'd say a month and a half or so, and I've already have done at least 10 jobs. I started off small with maybe just some quick photos or selfies with the product. I'll insert some pictures here of me with the selfies with the product. Super easy content, low bearing fruit. It didn't pay a bunch, but I was able to get my feet wet and learn the business, so to speak. I don't yet think I'm an expert on it. However, if you all would like a separate video on how I got into UGC content and how you can get started, then I would love to do a separate video on that. Just make sure you let me know in the comments below. Now, the platform that I use is Join Brands, okay? I will put the link to the platform on in the description box, so that below, so that way you can click on it and then you can explore on that site as well, and you can go ahead and get started. I do believe once you get started and you do your first job, I think they give you like maybe, I don't know, maybe a $5 or $10 bonus. Not 100% sure. I'm gonna be honest. I have never referred anyone over there before. I think you might get like a $10 bonus or something like that. If it's $10, it's gonna be max $10. I don't think it's more than that. But anyway, so you'll sign up on Join Brands, and then on there you can apply. Well, on there first you can create your own portfolio, and then you can apply to all of the available brand deals, all of the available brand deals that you feel like fit your niche or that you would be interested in doing. The best thing is a lot of times they'll either reimburse you for the product and or send you the product for free without you having to pay for it. So not only do you get paid for the content, but you also get to keep the product, which is pretty cool to me. I typically tend to stick with things that I know that I'm going to use or that fall under my umbrella or my niche of things that will be beneficial. I'm just not like out here applying for any old thing. Like, I don't know, you won't see me doing like a golf UGC video for any reason. Now, let me make this clear. If I have to post it on my page, you won't be seeing me do a golf UGC content, anything. Now, if I can't completely relate to it, then I'm probably not gonna do it now. But if I can figure out somehow, some way how to incorporate it into my niche, then yeah, I'll give it a try, especially if I don't have to post it to my page, which is the bonus. Those are the ones that I really, really like, and I go after those. I've also created an account on Upwork as well. So that way, if brands are on Upwork, I've created a profile or a job letting people know that I offer this service. And I'm going to be honest, I have not yet gotten a client from Upwork as of yet. However, I also have not been really, how can I say this? I haven't done my due diligence with that platform. I've really been more so focused on Join Brands. So that's why I can definitely say for a fact that Join Brands has been pretty good for me. Now, as far as income, the beautiful thing about UGC is like on Fiverr or on Upwork, you create your own pricing. You can even reach out to brands directly, shoot them an email or a DM letting you know this is a service that you offer, and you can create your own price. So truly, the money is limitless. On Join Brands, however, the brands tell you how much they're paying for the service, and then again, you go in and you apply for that. And if you win, you get to get whatever they're paying, and if not, then you don't lose anything. You don't have to pay for anything additional. Now, how does this tie in and work for moms? The best thing about this is that I never had to leave my house to do any of this. Literally, the products get shipped or mailed to my house. I go pick it up downstairs in my package room, bring it back upstairs, and then I do the brand deal. And then the best thing is I get to try out things that I've always wanted to try. Like literally, I get to try out things that I've always wanted to try. I don't know why I was looking over there. I'm looking at my mic like as if you guys are in the mic. Let me tuck back over here to the camera. The best thing is I don't have to leave my house to do this. The brands ship the products directly to my home. I go downstairs in my package room, I pick up the package, I bring it back up to my house, and I shoot the content. Now, there are some ways that you can make your content better, like if you shoot near a window or if you invest in lighting, but honest to God, you don't need all of that to begin with. Besides, again, these brands want it to be authentic review style content, and then they'll also give you like a blueprint on how they want it, and they'll give you references, like a reference video, say, hey, can you do this, or can you use this trend, or so on and so forth. It's super simple, super easy. Some of the brands even ask if you can have your kids involved, if that's something you're into. It could be something between you and your kids, and they specifically ask for moms. There is a large need for mom UGC creators. They really want us there. And some people even make that their full-time. Now, do I necessarily want to become a full-time UGC creator? I don't know yet. I don't mind it. As of right now, I love it. It's super easy. And the best part is, even not all UGC has to be with products. I personally would love to get into some travel UGC content. I have not done that as of yet. However, that is definitely something that I will be looking into. And the minute I find out, I'm gonna come back and tell y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe. Okay, so something that I wish I knew before I started my first UGC was actually how valuable I was and how valuable my authenticity was. I first started creating UGC. I thought I had to look super polished or have the perfect setup, but brands actually don't care about that. They just want relatable content. They want to see real moms using their products, not just these big wig influencers with a whole big production team. Like if they wanted to shoot a commercial, they would. Like, trust me. Now, these brands are doing this because it's low cost to them, and they still get the same and or better results than shooting a full-fledged commercial, like where they have to pay a whole production team. If they wanted a production team, they would get a production team. But they're not looking for perfection, if that makes sense. Like they want real authentic moms or real authentic people creating their content. Another thing I wish I knew is that you don't need to wait until you feel ready. Like my first few videos were not perfect at all. As much as I tried, they weren't perfect. But the more I practiced, the more that I got more deals, the better that my content got. And I'm still improving. Every single day, I'm still improving, whether it's getting new angles and knowing where to shoot, when to shoot, what time of day to shoot. That's all very important. But that's all things that you're going to learn on the job. Like you don't overanalyze this stuff. Like make it super simple, shoot the content and get better with time. Don't be overly critical of yourself. The confidence comes after you start, not before. So if you've been thinking about it, just start creating. Just do it. Now, if you want to know how you're going to get started, I would love to create a separate video just specifically for UGC content because I am that dedicated and that passionate about it. So make sure you let me know in the comments below if you would like me to do a separate video on that, and make sure that you subscribe to this video and hit the notification bell so that way you know when I post it. It's coming soon. Okay, ladies, the next side hustle that I am highly recommending, super easy, is dog sitting. If you have a house or if you have an apartment that will allow a dog or a pet, or you already have pets at your apartment, definitely get into dog sitting or cat sitting. This is something that I've done that has brought in money, but it was probably one of the easiest ways to make money that I've ever made money, if I'm being honest. It's dog and cat sitting, especially cat sitting. Dogs require a teeny tiny bit more work, but cat sitting, ciao, you don't have to walk no cat. Pet sitting in general is super easy, super lucrative, especially if you live in like a city like Atlanta, for example. I live in Atlanta, or you live in DC, Washington DC, so on and so forth. A city where there's not a ton of yard space, if that makes sense. People don't typically leave their pets or animals home for, like, say, the holidays, or they don't really leave their pets outside. Like, people in the city, these pets are not outside pets. They're indoor pets, so they ain't leaving them nowhere. Some people are truly just not comfortable taking their pets to, say, like a doggy daycare, or maybe there's not one in your area, and or the doggy daycare costs $1,001. Trust me, I know. I had to pay for one for Mila when I went out of town one time. Dog sitting can be so lucrative. It really, really can. There are a lot of people who take dog sitting full time, and I'm going to be honest, I thought about taking dog sitting full time, or pet sitting in general full time. If I had a house, I would do that. I totally would do that. Now, that's what I would do. I would pet sit full time and do my content. Baby, listen, the money is there. The need is there. Everybody loves their pets. Everybody loves their dogs and cats and things, and they want to make sure that their dogs and cats are in a safe space. They don't want to take them to some of these places, like these doggy daycare places, because sometimes you never know what kind of pets or what pets are there, and sometimes those employees at those pet sitting places don't watch or monitor your dogs like they say they are, and or they may be in a crate for a long period of time. Whereas as a pet sitter, you're able to pet sit these puppies or dogs or cats in your home. They are able to roam around and be free and live their lives as if, you know, they would have at their house naturally or normally. Now, the beautiful thing about pet sitting is that, number one, you don't really need no equipment. They're puppy parents or mommy cat parents or whatever. Most of the time, they will bring their supplies with them, like their dog food. They're bringing their leashes, their dog beds or cat beds if they use those. If they use those, some parents don't even have that, but it's not necessary for a dog. They'll bring their litter, they'll bring their litter boxes. If you require them to have a crate, they will probably be more happy or happy to bring a crate for their pup. But I never required that for any of my parents that I did that for. I don't mind pets being on my sofa or anything like that, or on my bed, because I wash my sheets frequently. I do have a shampoo vac to shampoo my sofa or shampoo the carpet if somebody has an accident, or if they have like dirt on their paws or whatever. Like, I'm already doing that stuff anyway, so I truly don't mind, and I'm always mopping and cleaning the floor. Like, I'm just a super clean person anyway, so it didn't make me or break me to just let the dogs do what they do. And I normally like wipe their paws down, blah 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 blah. Anyway, all that to say, you don't need a bunch of fancy equipment or any money to get started, because they coming with everything. You don't have to order nothing. Ain't nothing getting shipped to you. They're dropping the dogs off to you or the cats off to you, and they're paying you. Once the job is done, boom, maybe it's just for the weekend. And that's the other thing too, right? That's something you can do just on the weekends. Like, even if you do, see, I work from home, and I've been working from home for the last 3 years, so I could do it in the house while I was working. Now, if you are unable to do it, say Monday through Thursday, because you're off at the office or you're working, then you can just offer it on the weekends. Most of the time, people only wanted to come Thursday through Sunday, or maybe Thursday through Monday, and you can set your own hours. You can say, I'm open or available from Thursday evening when you get off work, maybe 6:30. You can do drop off Thursday evening, 6:30, and then your pickups on Sunday evening and or Monday morning before you go to work. That makes it so easy and so simple to be able to offer that service to the pet parents. And you can make a pretty good penny doing that. You can offer it to 1 or 2 dogs at a time. Like, if you don't need a ton of money, you can make like $300 or $400 in a weekend just doing that and making it reasonably priced. Now, you can set your own price. If you want to make it higher, make it higher. There are some people who are willing to pay more money to have their dog in a more secure place where they know that they're going to be better managed and that they're going to get that one-on-one attention that they may want or need. You also don't have to accept all dogs or all cats. You can set your limits. You can set your limits at dogs. Say, I don't want to take care. I'm a small person, okay? I'm thick, but I'm very short. Okay, I'm 5 foot tall. Do you think I want a 10-foot dog in my house? Absolutely not. I'm not babysitting no dog that's over 40 pounds. Like, 40 pounds, that was my limit. Give me the small dogs, give me the cats. That's it. The big dogs gonna have to go somewhere else. No shade to them. Love them. Love petting them. But yeah, the big dogs, they gotta go somewhere else. I can't manage that. Number one, in an apartment. And number two, I can't manage that myself. I'm not gonna put myself in harm's way or in danger. So keep that in mind. You can always regulate what type of pets you're accepting, so on and so forth. Now, where would you promote this side hustle? Now, they have things like Wag, Rover, which is one of my personal favorites. There is a $49 entry fee for those, I think, before the background check, but it's $49 to get you started, and then you make that back so fast. They're on a bigger platform where people are actually coming to look for pet sitters. So you already know that the business is going to be there. So they do have their own little fees that they include. I can't remember what the percentages of the fee is. I think it's an 11% fee that they take, or 10 or 11% fees. So if it's like $124 fee, then I think you get maybe $98 something like that. They gonna take like $11, $12 out of that. I can't remember. So yeah, y'all can have legit numbers because I'm over here lying and I don't know. But whatever it is, it's not a ton. So anyway, so those are those platforms. Now you can also self-promote, where you can promote your business or your pet sitting business on Facebook Marketplace. You can use your Instagram page and ask around. You can ask your friends if they need puppy sitters or dog sitters or cat sitters or someone to watch their pet snake. I've watched my friend's pet snake before. Now, I am not a reptile person. I'm going to be honest. I'm terrified of snakes. But he had to go out of town for 2 weeks, and somebody need to watch the daggone thing. And as long as I ain't had to feed it. I think I had to feed it once. Did I feed it once? I don't know. As long as I ain't have to feed it, I was fine. I think he fed it before he left, and snakes don't got to eat but once every 1 or 2 weeks, something like that. So I didn't have to do that. I just had to make sure it was water, baby. It was a drop and go. I don't know if any water got in that bowl. I don't know if any water got actually in the bowl, but I gave it the water. And I turned on the lamp. I didn't have to touch it. I didn't have to clean it. I was fine. But you don't have to do snakes. I probably will never do a snake ever again unless it was for that particular friend. So, yeah. No, thank you. I ain't watching nobody else snake. Anyway, yes. So you can pick and choose what pets you do. You can use any platform you want to use, whether it be Wag, Rover, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. Is Craigslist still a thing? Lord, with the Craigslist killer? I don't know. Craigslist, Instagram, or asking around, word of mouth, family, friends. If you know people that are going out of town, tell them, say, hey, I'll watch a pet for you for a fee. Maybe you guys are in an apartment complex that's a little strict and you're not able to bring in outside dogs. What I did to combat that was I offered dog sitting to the people that actually live in my building. So if I saw someone at the dog park downstairs or walking around with their pup, I'd say, hey, just to let you know, if you ever need a dog sitter, I do dog sit and I'll be happy to help. Or if you're ever on vacation and you want me to come in and feed the dog, take the dog out, or if you have a long day, here's my contact info. Reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help you with that. And so offering it to the people within my apartment building or within my community also helped with if your apartment complex is not allowing you to bring outside dogs in, so you don't have to worry about that either. So even you can do it. Now, the thing I love most about dog sitting is that honestly, I can get outside, I can go for a walk, I'm able to clear my mind and know that I'm earning money while doing it. The quick cash part definitely helps for sure, but I love that it doesn't feel like work. As far as out of all of my side hustles, probably one of the most easiest side hustles that I've done this far, honestly. I would say you can get your kids involved if they're age appropriate. For example, my daughter, she definitely helps out with the pet sitting, but she's 16, remember that. If you have really, really young kids or your kids are not used to being around pets, I may be a little cautious on that end about what the types of pet or the breeds of dogs or breeds of pets that I'm bringing in, making sure that those dogs are really trained well, especially if they're going to be around young kids is very important, and or just making sure you're keeping them separate and you are teaching your child how to respect dogs' boundaries. That is one thing that I will say you need to be cautious of or be careful of if you have young children. But if you have older children, you can get them involved and they can also help you with the dog sitting part as well. And maybe that can be a little way for them to earn a little extra cash on the side as well. Maybe if they give the dog a bath or give them a walk, you can slide them a couple bucks. A lot of you may be wondering, but Jamise, you already have a dog, right? Yes, I am not really worried about Mila by doing this because it helps her socialize and gets to know different types of animals and different not only different types of animals, but gets her used to being around different dogs and helps her become very social. Now I am making sure that I am monitoring her and watching her very closely as she interacts with other dogs, just because, or different animals, just to make sure that she is not, like, for example, the cats, I want to make sure she's not chasing the cats and things like that. But this has been fantastic for training her, making sure she's not chasing the cats, making sure she's being respectful to other dogs as well. Just make sure your dog is trained as well. But if they're not, don't worry, you can always just keep them separately until you are able to get your dog trained up, or they just become accustomed to other dogs coming around. Now, I will say, if you want me to do a separate video on this topic as well, I am more than happy to let you know, like in detail, how I got started, what you need to do to get started, so on and so forth. I'll be happy to create a new video based on that, but definitely just make sure you let me know again in the comments below. Okay, ladies, we have made it halfway through this video. I really hope you all are enjoying this side hustles video. Now, I would like to invite you to check out my website. The link is in the bio down below. I create blog posts. I do sell some merch, so I do have t-shirts that I sell on there. If you're interested, you can definitely make sure you check that out, which will be another side hustle, but I'll talk about that in a different video. Also on that website, you will be able to find my For the Girls membership. That membership is $9.99. We will be going live once a month or once a week. I haven't decided yet, but as of right now, I do believe I can go live once a month on that membership platform. And I would love, love, love to be able to get to know you all on a more personal level, where you guys can ask questions. We can bounce ideas off of each other. I appreciate your support. Side hustle number 3 would be to create and sell coloring books on Amazon. Now, I created a coloring book back during the pandemic. And matter of fact, I didn't only create a coloring book, I created 3. I created 3 coloring books and I sold them on Amazon. Now, I've always loved like creative projects, and my daughter loved coloring, and she still loves coloring, honestly. And so I had the great idea of creating or coming up with a coloring book, and making money for them. Now, I at first didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was able to figure it out, and I was able to create a coloring book and sold them on Amazon. Now, they are still for sale on Amazon. They're not currently selling. I'm also not promoting them, but they're not currently selling or are still like in the top percentage as far as SEO goes, because again, those were during the pandemic, and the pandemic was like 5 years ago. But I have thought about doing it again, and you can create children's coloring books, which is what I did. You can create adult coloring books, which is still a hot thing, or you don't have to create coloring books at all, and you can create planners. You can create workbooks for children, like math workbooks, science workbooks, whatever your expertise is in. You can also create journals. Hello, just plain notebook journals, and you can sell them. Now, one day I saw, as I was doing my research, I was able to figure out that you can publish or self-publish books on Amazon KDP. And I realized I could create something simple, like a coloring book for moms and kids to enjoy together. It felt like the perfect fit for me as a single mom, because it was something that I can do in my spare time when I was free, as far as creating the pages. And then once I was complete or finished with that project, it was hands off. It was like set it and forget it. I didn't have to worry about it anymore. And it allowed me to be creative and also make money from my creativity. So if you're a mom who loves to draw or who has a great visual line, this could definitely be something that you can do. Of course, with you having this product as a digital product or having this product selling on Amazon, you don't have to do anything. Once you've created that digital product and posted it on Amazon, Amazon KDP will then print that book off and ship it to your customer. There's nothing else you can do. So you can literally make money in your sleep. This is fantastic. This is so easy. Yes, you front load majority of your work in the beginning, but then after that, once it's completed and done, it's completely hands off, and you can go on about your day, do what you need to do. You don't have to worry about shipping anything out. You don't have to worry about supplies. Super easy, ladies, super easy. Now, I used Canva to design all of my pages. It's super beginner friendly, even if you don't have a design experience. If you have Canva Pro or Canva for professionals, then a lot of their illustrations you can use and resell those for free. Like, they give you licensing rights for that. You can create. You don't have to get like the the sheets that they've already created. You can literally create them yourself, and just like, that's what I did. I got some of the characters from there, but then like the words and things, I created fonts and stuff like that on my own and put those on the sheet as well. And so all on the coloring sheets and coloring pages, those were all my creations, but I used the other illustrations from Canva, if that makes sense. Now, once I had my designs, I uploaded them to Amazon KDP, which basically publishes the book and then ships it out for you. Now, you don't have to, and again, you don't have to worry about printing or mailing anything. Amazon literally handles all of it. And so this is probably one of my top passive income earning strategies or tips that I would have, probably from any of my side hustles now. And then every time somebody buys your book, Amazon does all of the work for you. Again, you're making money in your sleep. Now, you do have to do a little promoting because people don't know that is on there now. And if you are using some of the tools where you can see, okay, what is popular or what is trending right now, as far as like the types of coloring books or the types of books that are trending right now, making sure that your designs are on point where people are going to want to buy them. Like, don't just throw anything up there that's like sloppy. But you know, you might have to do a teeny tiny bit of research. And again, most of your work is going to be front loaded, but once you have it going up and going, it's easy. It's easy from there. If you want to go check out my coloring book or want to purchase one of those coloring books, I do believe I'm still selling them for like $6. You can definitely check it out. I can put them on my Amazon storefront for you so you can look and see what I did. You can always purchase it for Christmas. Now, seeing my name on creating on a book was crazy for me, and it really did spark like inspiration for me to create more books. So I do have more book ideas that I have coming up very soon. No, they're not coloring books. One of them will be a children's story book, which I already have the storyline for that, and then another one is actually just going to be a book for moms. These are going to be books that you read. Okay. I don't want to say anything preliminarily or prematurely. I should say I don't want to say anything prematurely, but seeing my name on a book just really sparked so much inspiration for me. And I would say to any mom that has writing capabilities and would love and always wanted to write a book, which is something that I wanted to do. I've always wanted to write a book. If you always wanted to write a book, go for it and self-publish. It's very inexpensive to self-publish a book. Write the book and put it out there, girl. Like, don't wait to ask for permission from anyone to do anything. Write your book and post it. I do want to say that sometimes as a single mom, you get caught up in the day-to-day grind of everything, and you truly do forget how creative and how capable you are of doing these kinds of things. But like I said, when my book went live, it just reminded me that I can create my own opportunity for myself. And again, like I said, you don't have to wait for permission to create those opportunities. You can literally do it straight from your house on your own. You don't have to ask, especially with this day and age. You can put the book in ChatGPT and make sure she proofreads it and help you ideate, outline, so on and so forth. But as long as you're not plagiarizing and making it authentically you, girl, go for it. Stop being scared. I also want to say, you don't need to be an artist to create something beautiful or to create something meaningful. There are so many resources out here today, like I said, ChatGPT, that make everything so much easier. And you don't have to worry about being perfect, because guess what? After the first time, you're probably going to want to do it again if you want to continue. And if you don't, you didn't lose nothing. Or you barely lost anything. You might even made a little money from it, It's about putting your ideas out there to begin with. So maybe your coloring book will help someone, or maybe you publishing a book, your self-help book for someone else may help someone else. It could help another mom, but, just don't put so much pressure on yourself. The last and final side hustle that I have for you all tonight, or today, well, it's night for me right now, whatever time you watch it. Anyway, the last and final side hustle that I have is reselling and thrifting your clothes, or you can do reselling and thrift and flips, right? Now, you might want to ask what that is. So it's basically you go to the thrift store or take some of the clothes that you've already owned and you resell them on, say, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, so on and so forth. Now, I was a huge resell and flip person. Now, I don't have no clothes to resell. I barely got clothes to put on now. So I don't have any right now, especially moving back from Mexico. But while I was in Mexico, I resold and flipped, and I made like $1,000 before I moved. Now, literally 3 weeks before I moved, I made $1,000, a little over actually, by reselling and flipping my stuff. Now, before, when I lived in America before, I used to resell and flip all of my clothes and even furniture sometimes, because as you have children, especially you mamas know, when you have kids, a lot of times they grow out of them so fast. Like, it's like, and sometimes you would be tossing out clothes and or giving away clothes and they still had tags on them. I'm like, I can resell this and get my money back. Like, it's way past the return window time, but I can be reselling this and getting my money back, at least half of what I paid for it. I mean, if she ain't gonna wear it again, you know. Now, and then with thrifting, the beauty of that is you can upsell some of that stuff. Like, you can really, like, even if you don't like patch it or anything like that, if you get good quality things, like say you find some, I don't know, Tory Burch shoes or a cute designer bag, like a Coach bag in a thrift store, and it's like $20, you could probably resell that for at least $100. I know some of the things that I've resold for hundreds of dollars. I've resold my Jordan. Like, I don't even own a pair of Jordans anymore. All of my Jordans I got rid of because I stopped wearing Jordans like a while ago. And all of my Jordans, I've resold those for like at least hundred some odd dollars because they were in great condition. So if you still have clothes that are in great condition, you can be reselling these products. So mama, take the stuff you got in your house and put it online. That's all I'm gonna say. Put it online. Now, I literally started with the things I already had. Clothes from that my daughter outgrew, shoes that I wasn't wearing anymore, furniture or home decor pieces that I wasn't using. Like, especially when I moved, I sold my sofa, I sold my canvas prints and all of that stuff, like decor pieces. You can literally sell all that stuff on Facebook, WhatsApp groups. You can sell it on Poshmark. There are so many different resale apps out now that you can resell your products on. It's no reason or no excuse as to how, or no barrier as to how and when you can sell these products. What I did, I paid attention to what could sell quickly. Like, if you're gonna go the thrifting route, you make sure you pay attention to what's trending and what's selling fast or selling quickly. Like, for example, like looser fitting jeans right now are in. So if you can find some looser fitting jeans that are of good quality at the thrift store and that are tailored very well, then you can resell those at a decent rate or at a decent price. As far as modeling them, I would suggest that either you hang them, and or if they can actually fit you, put them on and then take your photos that way. Make sure that you notate on the listing that they've been worn once, whether they're gently used or if they're brand new, tag still on, so on and so forth. Make sure you indicate that when you're selling online. Put as much details as you can on each listing, and then also make sure you're selling it at a reasonable price. And don't forget your shipping costs, because when you're selling online, you don't know where these people are going to be buying it from. So they could be around the corner, or they could be across America, who knows, or in a whole another country, who knows. But make sure you include shipping costs in that. Now, the beauty of Poshmark is that stuff was included, and when you posted a listing, it told you exactly how much you would get based on your listing price and how much it's going to cost for shipping, so on and so forth. And most of the time, I do believe the customer paid for shipping. And every now and then, Poshmark will offer free shipping for people, especially if they bundled things together. I love that Poshmark also provides you with the shipping labels. So if you don't use Poshmark and you're going to sell online and send them out, you may need to order like a shipping label, a printer or something like that. You don't really have to buy a shipping label printer. As long as you have a printer, you can print off shipping labels, and then you can just stick the shipping label in like these shipping label pouches that I used to use as well. I had those too. So like shipping label pouches that you can get on Amazon. They're a couple dollars for like 100, and then stick them in your flat rate shipping packages for UPS. Not UPS. What do you call them, for USPS? Baby, mail them things right on off. Let them know that you sent it out. Give them the tracking number. Boom, you're done. Easy. Again, that's something else you can have your children help you with. I don't know what was happening there, guys. I'm sorry if I kept going and out of focus. But anyway, as I was saying, my daughter and I, we would label them, and we would label the packages, stick them into a plastic bag, and number them. And so whenever I would sell a product or post a listing, I would put the pictures of the products, what they were, and then beside the description, I would put a number on it, which would coincide or match the number that was on the package. So that way everything was pre-packed and ready to go. And then either myself or my daughter and I could go into the closet, pull out the number, and we already knew which one was supposed to go out for that particular order or for that particular package. Super easy. If you would like a rundown on how I did that as well, then, you know, I'd be happy to tell you that. Just make sure you tell me in the comments. That probably is what sparked me to start creating designs for my own t-shirt line or for my own merch line. I'm putting this in quotes, but I mean, it is a real merch line. So that's probably what inspired me to create my own merch line. Not even probably, definitely. I love that process of packing and shipping things. Although right now I don't pack and ship my own stuff. It is done all at the warehouse. So maybe I should do a video on that. You guys let me know. Do you guys want me to show you how I do my merch line without having to worry about packaging or shipping? I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, but if you want to see how I do it, let me know. Again, as I said, y'all know I'm the side hustle mama. Side hustle mama. Maybe I should coin that. That should be my name instead of Tremise Nicole. Side hustle mama. Anyway, what typically sells online? I would say kids' clothes that are in good condition. A lot of moms are wanting to buy that stuff secondhand because you definitely run through kids' clothes fast, and a lot of parents don't want to be purchasing that stuff brand new. Again, trendy items, designer bags, like major brand names like Louis Vuitton, Coach. If you can find them at a consignment shop or a thrift place, like in good condition, then you can easily resell those. I know even some of my Michael Kors bags from back in the day, those resold so easily, so quick. Again, like I said, my Jordans that I was no longer wearing sold so easy, so fast. First, when I first got started, I do believe I was pricing things a little bit too low because I just wanted to get rid of the products. So I would say that was my mistake. I would definitely make sure that when you get started, you're not selling your products too low, but you're also reselling them at a reasonable rate. I would definitely see if you could post them a little bit higher, but don't be afraid to bargain because a lot of people are going to ask you to maybe change your rate or change the price on a product and say, hey, can I get this for $10 instead of $20, so on and so forth. And you just make sure that you do your negotiation. So set your pricing high enough for you to leave. My light turned off. Set your pricing high enough for you to leave room to negotiate. This side hustle definitely didn't make me a millionaire or make me $1 million, but it was able to get the occasional meals, have me enough money for coffee, buy some groceries. It definitely helped the bottom line. But again, like I said, it didn't make me $1 million. Now, there are some mamas who are able to really take this, like side hustle, like the re-thrifting and stuff, and really make a good living off of it. Especially if they're like a fashionista type person and they're reposting on their social media, so on and so forth. Like, you can really do it up. But for me, it was just a quick little way to get rid of, like, I won't say trash, get rid of some items in my house, like declutter my house, and then also make me some extra cash on the side. I'm all for the easy money, easy extra cash, right? Now, this concludes this video. But before I go, I do want to say that honestly, creating my coloring books really did change things for me out of all the side hustles I've done, because it just showed me that money doesn't have to come from working hard or over exerting yourself. It could also come from being creative, and you can use your creativity and be consistent with that and be able to make a beautiful income and a beautiful living. And that mindset shift really gave me so much freedom. I stopped thinking I needed another job, and just started thinking about what I can build for myself. And once that clicked, everything really fell into place and really started to change for me. Now, what I would tell a mom who's maybe having, self-doubt or not feeling like she's ready, just, don't don't wait until you feel ready, because that day might not ever come. And just start with what you have now, where you are now, and how you can grow from here, from this point on, from today. How can you grow from today, from this video? You're already doing the hardest job literally in the world, which is raising a child. You don't have to make everything else hard. Just every small step count. Post one thing online, or create that one video, or write that one page in that book if that's something you wanted to do. You can just literally watch the magic happen and unfold over time. If I could start all over today, then I probably would start with just my virtual assistant business, like, because that's what I'm doing now full time, and a skill that I probably could have coined in and marketed myself a lot sooner, and I didn't have to stick with a job that I was no longer happy at, or that just felt toxic. I could literally take my skills and make a beautiful and a nice, sufficient income from that. And I want to say to you mamas out there, if you do possess those skills, and I'm sure you do, you can do the same thing and create a beautiful life for yourself, and give yourself that flexibility that you probably need, number one, and want, especially as a single mom. And if it helps you learn new skills online, that could definitely open up new doors for you. You never know what virtual assistant can do for you, and it can open up new doors, new businesses, new positions. Even if you do decide to stick with a job or go to a job, maybe that person you've been doing business with can give you a full-time opportunity doing something that you actually like. Who knows? It could be a career change for you. If this video helped you in any way, or gave you any ideas, please don't forget to hit the like or subscribe button, because this YouTube is also another side hustle. But it's a side hustle for now, but I really would like this to become my full-time career. So it would help me out a lot if you make sure you subscribe, and then also share this video with another mama who you think could benefit from this video as well. Drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know which side hustle you would try first, or that you've already done. And remember, you don't have to have it all figured out, mama, okay? You got this. You just gotta start.